Hey guys, you're in a nutshell with me, Ina. Alam ko, marami tayong mga kababayan na tulad ko, nangangarap maging real estate investor here in Canada. At madalas, isa po sa mga unang ginagawa, alam ko, no, ng mga taong, nag-uumpisang magplano, ay, magparenta muna kaya ako ng basement ng bahay namin para at least extra income, makakaipon ng husto, para magkaroon ng savings for another property. Di po ba? Nakapanood ako na itong report. Na ito naman po, isang family in Ontario na yun ang gusto yatang gawin. They were hoping to renovate their basement para maging legal basement na pwedeng i-rent. At yun nga lang, naloko ng contractor. Ang laki ng pera na kanilang binitawan. So ang guest po natin, nagbabalik sa In a Nutshell, Luis Limhenco. Isa po siyang real estate investor. Marami po siyang pinaparentahang property. Can you give us a figure around how many doors you are renting out, Luis, in your portfolio?
Siguro mga 100 plus na siguro siya by today.
Okay, so naiintindihan niyo na kung bakit siya ang aking kakausapin. We are going to get his thoughts about this report and siguro share some tips. Ano bang ginagawa niya to protect himself from these types of, scammers na rin, sasabihin ko dito sa contractor na to, Luis, Anyway, sige, umpisahan muna natin, Luis. Thank you, by the way, for this last minute guesting.
Maraming salamat din for engaging me at kumusta sa mga viewers ng vlog mo, no?
Yan. If you guys haven't watched it, kailan ba yung interview ko with Luis? Last month or 2 months ago?
Yeah.
Yeah, talking about his real estate journey here in Canada. Okay. Sige, puntahan na muna natin itong report. Okay, this is from CTV News. Posted just yesterday yata ito Oo, wala pang 1 day ago as of recording namin ni Luis. So,
Tama
Ontario family.
85,000? 85,000, ha? Wow.
Ang laki, diba? So, nakasulat dito, Ontario family trying to create legal basement apartment says contractor left with their $85,000. Grabe, ang laki nung nilet go nila. Okay, sige, panoorin na nga muna natin.
With a shortage of affordable housing and families trying to earn extra money, more people are putting in basement apartments.
Converting a basement into an apartment space is a big job, and you want to make sure you hire a company that can get it done right. Here's Pat Foran and Consumer Alert. Pat.
Thanks, Nathan and Michelle. A Mississauga family decided they would put in a legal basement apartment in their home. They hired a contractor to do the work, but after the company was paid in advance $85,000, they left the job unfinished. At this home in Mississauga, Gino and Christabel Carletti have a basement that is a mess. By now, it was supposed to be a legal basement apartment.
This was our dream for our future when we retire. We're expecting to finish this last year to rent it out.
Previously, the basement was finished, but the couple wanted to add a kitchen and separate entrance. The company they hired gutted the lower half of their home, but the Carlettis say they had to hire other contractors to complete work that was never finished, like this doorway.
And they just took everything apart and they pretty much destroyed it.
The renovation was supposed to be done within 2 months, but it's been dragging on for more than a year. The Carlettis paid a company $35,000 to start the reno. They asked for an additional $50,000 last September, but when they got a total of $85,000, the work came to a standstill.
I feel sad and disappointed, and because I don't know how we're going to finish this.
They hired Basilica Construction of Vaughan. Calls and emails to the company made by CTV News were not returned. It appears Basilica Construction is now permanently closed. The Carlettis borrowed the $85,000 from Finance It, who they say paid the contractor directly.
All the money was given to somebody else. They trust them, but didn't trust us to handle that money.
Finance It told CTV News Finance It operates solely as the lender and is not directly involved in the products or services offered by any merchant partner. As of now, Basilica Construction and any affiliated businesses are no longer active merchant partners of Finance It.
Sige. I think we can end it there, Luis,
Okay.
So, did you see any red flags initially? At least, based only from what we are seeing. Initially daw, $35,000 and then humingi ng another $50,000. Una sa lahat pala, sorry, I forgot to ask ko. Ikaw ba, meron kang bad experience with a contractor in the past?
So far, over the past 2 decades na ginagawa ko tong negosyo na to, wala pa naman akong ganyang experience na tinakbuhan ako ng contractor, ano. So there are certain things na kailangan natin gawin na bago tayo mag-commit or magbayad kahit down payment pa lang sa kahit sinong contractor, right? So again, over my past 20 years plus na ginagawa ko to, wala pa ako na tinakbuhan, experience na tinakbuhan ako ng contractor.
Oo. Wait, may disclaimer pala tayo for Luis,
Yes.
What is that, Luis? Sige nga.
So, yun na nga, just to clarify, na hindi ako expert, hindi ako advisor, right? Kinikwento ko lang yung experience ko bilang isang investor, no? So, hindi to legal advice, hindi to strategic advice. So, please huwag niyo akong demandahin just in case na may ano kayong masamang karanasan dahil sa sinabi ko.
Yes, seek professional legal advice if you want.
Or investor advice or whatever.
Or
Hindi ako
investor
advisor.
advice.
Okay, nagkikwento lang ako, no?
Correct.
Salamat po.
Okay. So, you're lucky pala, no? Kasi ang dami mo ng properties. You've managed not to work with any, contractors like this.
Pero I guess over luck, I think kailangan talaga suriin ng mabuti, no? Kasi ginagawa ko to several times over the course of my journey. Never ako, yun na nga, sinabi mo, kung may red flag, no? Number one is, hindi ka lang kung kilala nila yung contractor na yun, no? So, parang nakita lang nila sa Google, nakita lang nila sa website, hindi porket may website, legit yan, ano? Mukhang nag-commit data sila, no? So, yun yung una, no? Dapat kilalanin mong mabuti yung sino man ang dinidil mo. Ang ginagawa ko, kung hindi ko man lang, kasi marami akong projects na out of province or out of country, no? So, ang ginagawa ko, kinakausap ko yung kakilala ko talaga sa place na yon. Like, let's say sa Amerika, no? Meron ako mga property managers, meron ako mga realtor. Kino-cross-check ko, right? Sino ba ang gagawa ng project natin, right? So, sasabihin ng property manager ko, itong XYZ, kilala ko na to. So, kakasapit ko yung XYZ, right? So, una muna, nirekomenda ng property manager ko, no? Na kilala ko na, right? Tapos, kakasapit ko yung XYZ. Sino ba yung mga customers mo? Right? Tapos aside from my property manager, tatanong ko pa, sino pa yung may kakilala sa'yo? Right? So kung kilala siya ng realtor ko sa Amerika, kakusapin ko rin yung realtor ko, sino ba yan? Magaling ba yung XYZ na yan? So kung meron akong at least 2 na reference na yung realtor ko, yung property manager ko, sinabi na okay yan, kakusapin ko yung XYZ kung anong klaseng tao ba to. Once na okay to, then doon pa lang kami magsisimula mag-transact, no? Doon pa lang kami magsisimula mag-down payment. Yung sinabi niyo ng down payment na amount, I think 35,000. Normal 'yon kasi normally 50% ng down payment eh. So normal 'yon. Pero bago ako mag-commit, kailangan kilalanin ko mabuti may reference, no? At saka isa pang red flag na nakita ko is yung financer diretso sa contractor.
Hindi ba ganun dapat?
Normal kasi ang nangyayari, kunyari, inuutang ko yung pambayad sa contractor, ginagamit ko line of credit. Yung line of credit, sa akin magagaling muna. Tapos tsaka ako bibigay sa kanya. So tsaka staggered yun. Staggered yun normally, right? Hindi lalabas sa 50% ng down payment dapat. Right? So staggered, kunyari, 50% ngayon. Tapos kung malapit na matapos, bibigyan niya ako ng pictures. Nandun yung property manager ko para makita niya mismo, hindi lang pictures. Okay, pwede natin i-release yung 2/3, pwede natin i-release yung final. So ganoon, dapat staggered, tsaka merong check and balances na nakikita ng taong katiwala ko na ginagawa talaga yung project.
Oo, kasi ang nangyari, di ba, humingi daw ng 35,000. Mukhang hindi pa naman malaki yung nagawa and then humingi ulit ng another 50.
Yes, so may mga ganong contractors na yun na nga, no, isa pa hindi nila kilala to eh. Nakita rin nila sa website to eh, bilang mag-release sila ng another 50,000, right? So medyo gullible din yung kasi yung couple na to, no, na medyo masyado silang trustworthy, no, na sabi nga nila walang manloloko kung walang magpapaloko. Unfortunately, medyo madali silang lokohin kaya ganyan.
Oo. Is there any way, Luis, halimbawa kasi sabi mo it's normal to pay 50% down payment first. Is there any way is there a document that you can, craft, an agreement that you can sign to protect you na, oh, ito, binigyan natin ng 50%, kung hindi mo matupad yung first, whatever, like a milestone in the construction, like, can you take back that money o bigla ka naglaho? I don't know, may ganun ba?
Kasi ang problema kasi nito, baka ang contract na is with the corporation. Okay?
Okay.
Ang ginagawa ko kasi normally, kinikilala ko yung yung may-ari. Right? Yung may-ari. Let's say ang
Yung
may-ari
may-ari
nun.
mismo ng contract.
Yung may-ari. Humingi ako ng passport niya. Humingi ako ng copy ng any document that will show na siya yung kinakausap ko. Kunyari, pangalan niya is Juan de la Cruz. Dapat meron siyang passport na government-issued ID na siya si Juan de la Cruz. At saka, yung pumipa naman ng document na yon ay si Juan de la Cruz mismo. Okay?
Okay.
Kasi pwede, you know what I'm saying? Kasi like ito, isa news article, no? Nag-declare na nawala yung company
Oo nga,
nawala
parang naging
disappear, right? So sino hahabulin mo? Right? Sino hahabulin mo? So let's say meron silang representative, ang pangalan John Doe. Alam mo ba kung siya talaga si John Doe? Baka naman peking pangalan lang yan, right? So
okay.
Pagka ganyan kalalaking mga bagay, right? Kahit na $500 yan or what, kilalanin mo pa rin. Mahirap kita ng pera Mahirap kita ng pera. Ano ba naman yung hihingi mo yung passport niya? Kukunan mo ng picture, kukunan mo ng ng litrato para ma-document yung mga pinagagagawa at pinagpipirma ninyo, right?
Oo nga eh.
Right?
What do you think happened here, Luis? Kasi sabi ng report, eventually biglang sarado na yung kumpanya.
So the fact na bumili ng mga materials yan, kasi nakita ko nandun yung mga drywall no? I think nalugit lang talaga to no? Nabuta siguro ng mga tariff, biglang nagliparan yung mga presyo ng mga bilihin, bigla siyang nalugi. Right? So I think baka ganun na nangyari dito, no? However, meron din mga fly-by-night talaga na manloloko talaga, pero this one seemed legit at the start, right? This one seemed legit at the start. Mukha namang vinet ng konti, right? Pero nagkalugihan bandang huli, bigla na nagsara. Siguro sabi nila na hindi nila, kasi may protection yung may-ari kasi pinirma under the corporate name Pero kaya nga importante na ma-vet mo yung pwede mo habulin, hindi lang yung company, kundi yung may-ari mismo ng company.
Oo. And you also talk to customers, previous customers.
Yeah, pero para may refer, pero over the customers kasi pwedeng pikein yun Pwedeng sabihin ng manloloko na, uy, kunyari customer kita, sabihin mo ang pinaka-importante talaga is yung reference. Yung meron kang katiwala, like in my case, sinabi ko yung example na out of the country, right? Sa Amerika to, meron akong property managers na katiwala, tsaka mga realtor na katiwala ron. Kinakausap ko sila na sino ba tong XYZ na to? Okay?
So you would rather, dapat siguro, you would rather work from somebody by referral, not just somebody you
exactly.
see online.
Exactly. So mahalagang bagay yun, na ni-refer siya ng taong pinagkakatiwalaan mo.
Oo. Naku po, is there any way for you to see the financial condition of the company? Kasi tinan mo to, this couple, could they have known na, naku, palugi na pala to, no? Parang ganon prior.
Kasi, bihira yung ganun na mas importante talaga yung reference Kasi bihira yung papakita ng financial statement Kasi, tsaka isa pa.
Ang naman, sobra naman.
Pwede akong okay ako last year, pero this year, hindi ako okay, right? Kasi ang filing naman until December normally right? So May na ngayon, right? So pwede kang nalugi over the past 5 months. Hindi mo makikita yan right? Right? So at the end of the day, really yung reference niya ang importante na at saka nangyari yan sa Toronto, ang dami-daming contractors sa Toronto, right? Right? So I don't know kung bakit siya yung pinili, right? I don't know kung nag-canvassing sila, right? I don't know kung wala talaga silang kakilala, right? Pero the fact that may bahay na sila dito, ibig sabihin matagal na sila sa Toronto, right? And at the same time, siguro hindi na na-leverage yung network nila, right?
Oo.
Right?
Ay, nako. Okay. Siguro, but then, ito, Luis, by the way, guys, Luis sort of, he advocates for real estate investing, di ba? To build your wealth.
Yes, for sure, for sure.
How do you feel when you see these types of reports? Siyempre, parang it sort of discourages people, no? For example, at
Yeah.
first, yung ni-develop nila yung basement nila. Kasi, as I mentioned earlier, and I think I'm right naman, no? Marami talaga, ganyan nag-uumpisa, di ba? Parenta
Yes.
muna sa basement.
Yes.
And then
Yes.
mag-expand.
Nakakalungkot nakakalungkot na may mga naluloko sa ganyan, no. Pero yung example na ganyan, no, yung couple na ganyan na nandiyan na yung mga drywall, nahukay na, kumbaga nasimulan na eh, right? Nasimulan na eh. Kung ako sa kanila, no, kung ako sa kanila nasimulan na yung project, I don't know if it's 50% done or ano. Kung ako sa kanila, itutuloy ko. Itutuloy ko kasi sayang eh, nandiyan na eh. Hindi mo naman pwedeng iwan na lang na nakaganyan eh. Right?
Oo.
Right? So kung ako sa kanila, maghahanap ako ng reliable na contractor, right? Para tapusin yung project. Kasi sayang na yun eh. Konti na lang, let's say more than half na yung project na tapos. Kung kalahati na lang i-invest mo, makukuha mo yung goal mo na rental income based on that initial investment na 85,000. Right? Sayang eh. Sayang
Yung nabanggit mo pala kanina na red flag, na yung lender went straight to the contractor. So you smell something fishy with this lending company?
Ako kasi ang ginagawa ko, I use my line of credit. Kunyari, wala akong cash na ganyan, ginagamit ko yung line of credit ko. So, laging sa akin napupunta. However, meron din akong experience na, ito naman kasi hindi naman dealing with insurance naman to eh. May mga times na, let's say, binaha yung basement rental ko, yung insurance companies, what they do is, they send it to me, and then kumbaga they send the check name to the contractor, let's say payable to XYZ contractor. Papadala muna sa akin. And then kakausapin ko yung contractor, nasa na yung project natin? Is it done 50%? Then doon ko pa lang i-release. Okay?
I see. Okay.
So ganun yung sistema even sa insurance, never dumidiretso sa contractor yung check eh. Sa insurance, dumidiretso muna sa akin. Tapos bago ko i-release, hihingi muna ako ng proof na tatawagin yung property manager. Paki-check naman kung nagawa na talaga yung project bago ko i-release yung check eh. So ganun yung sistema.
Oo nga. Pero kawawa naman to. Now they're left with $85,000 to pay doon sa lender.
Correct. And to your question earlier, kasi nga, yan, true na wala yung 85,000. Kung pwede pa sila makahiram, sana ituloy nila. Kasi kaysa na nawala sila ng 85,000 tapos nakatiwangwang lang doon yung project. Sana ituloy na nila at the likelihood na much less than 85,000 na lang para matapos yung project, makukuha nila yung rental income na hinahabol nila.
Oo nga. Meron ka bang kilala? Baka mga kababayan natin, kapwa Pilipino.
Marami kong kilala ng contractor sa Toronto.
No, I mean, who had bad experiences also, just to warn people, na baka merong mga talagang nang iisa dyan, yung mga ganun ba?
Alam mo, so far wala. May mga kakilala ko na nabitin ng konti, yung sinabing 1 month, nagiging 6 weeks, nagiging 7 weeks. Pero yung ganyang kalaking loss, wala pa ako nakikilala na within sa mga network ko na tinakbuhan ng contractor. Marami ako nakikita sa TV, may mga ganyan na fly-by-night, pero sa mga kakilala ko na mostly mga Pinoy investors, wala pa naman ako na meet na tinakbuhan ng contractor.
Oo. Well, anyway, ayun guys, warning ito sa mga, panoorin ninyo ito sa mga nagpaplano dyang mag-hire ng contractor. Ayun, narinig yung mga advice ni Luisa, kilalanin ninyo ng husto. I guess, siguro sa mga Pilipino, Luis, sometimes they're shy to investigate, who they're working with. Alam mo naman, may natural sa atin ng pagiging mahiyain.
Dalawang option lang yan eh. Either maging mahiyain ka at mawala ka ng 85,000 or kapalan mo ng mukha mo para si Luis para mas mababa yung risk, yeah, I'm proud to say na makapalang mukha ako, kailangan ko magsalita eh.
Besides,
pinaghirapan mo yung pera na yan eh. Right?
And besides, they are the ones who need your business, right?
Correct. Huwag ka mahihiya. Humingi ka ng referral. At saka hindi lang isa, kung pwede at least 2 nakakilala mo talaga. Alam mo yun, pinsan mo, kaibigan mo matalik. Kasi hindi ka ipapasubo sa masama niyan eh, right? So at least 2 referrals bago ka sumabak sa ganyan.
Alright.
Okay?
Okay. O, diba? Short but sweet ang ating episode today. Sana meron kayong na-pick up. Luis, thank you so much.
Salamat din.
Alam mo,
Salamat for
guys,
engaging me. Salamat for
sobrang
engaging
bilis
me.
ko nakuha si Luis. Maraming salamat. I will end this episode here. I'll see you guys in the next one.
Okay,
Bye!
bye. Salamat. Bye-bye.